Slope's to measure the steepness of the line, or have that written in there. Slope is the ratio of vertical change called rise. Good. We talked about yesterday slopes rise over run, and that would be the next answer. Horizontal change is the run. Okay, so we're talking about, if you're not sure what we're talking about, when you have a linear equation, it's written in this form. M is the slope. M is the movement. So like for example, if I had 2/3 x, that means my rise would be 2, my run would be 3. I'd go up 2, right 3. Rise, then run. Okay? You only go negative. If it was down, you would go, if it was negative, you would go down. So if I change this to negative 2/3, I would be going down now and then right 3. As a general, again, if you're lost on that, just pick up the video from yesterday. It'll fill it in for you. But generally, we talked about that for the most part yesterday was essentially what we did. Okay, was talking about the slope. We're going to do it some more here, so you'll see it. Okay, a line segment which rises from left to right has a what kind of slope? So if it goes like this, yeah, that's positive. It's going up. When a line segment falls from left to right, so this way, that's a negative. Let's see if you guys remember this when we talked about the horizontal line, because I talked about it being morbid. Remember? Horizontal line has a slope of 0, okay? So we're talking about this for those, again, I know a lot of you are gone. This line here, that's a horizontal line. It has a slope of 0. It's flat. There is no slope, so it's flat, okay? We talked about it in terms of heartbeat, okay? When you have a 0 line, that means you have no heartbeat, therefore you're not alive, okay? So that one's 0. A vertical line has a slope of undefined. It's so steep it doesn't have a slope. Okay, it's so steep it doesn't have a slope, so it's undefined. Good. That comes from we can't divide by 0. The slopes of all line segments on a line are, what's that? I think they're trying to say the same, right? Because remember that's how we did every point. Yeah, equal. That's better English there. So what we're talking about there is if I find the slope from different spots on a line, it doesn't matter where you find it from, it'll be the same. Okay, so what I'm saying is if I find the slope here, if I go up 3/2, if I do it here, it'll be up 3/2. It won't matter, I'll get the same thing. Okay. All right, warm up part number 2. So investigating the slope formula. So calculate the slope of a line segment. So we're kind of starting off with what we're going to do today. AB using rise over run. So this means just count. So we're going to count for AB to figure out what the slope is. So here I'm going here to here. So I count up 1, 2, 3. So I had a rise of 3. A run of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3/6 reduces to 1/2. So 1/2 is the slope of the line AB. Okay. List the coordinates of the endpoint. So what is the coordinates of AB? So this gives you right here. This is where it's the axis, the origin is, right? So I come up here. It's 8, 1, right, for A. You see that? 8, 1. So the coordinate. No, it's XY. Points are written XY. Oh, I put Y first. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. That's correct. Thanks. 1, 8. Thanks, Aiden. So 1, 8. Thank you. Okay, so sorry, thank you. It is 1, 8. X first, Y second. B would be, looks like 7. And then 9, 10, 11. So 7, 11 is the other point. Okay. How can we rise a line segment of AB by to use YB and YA? So what they're saying is, how can we figure out the rise using the Y coordinates? Yeah.
YB subtracted by YA.
Exactly. Okay, I know some of you are like, what's he talking about? How does he know that? It's because YB, this number was, what was it, 11? We're subtracting this number. That tells us how much it went up. It went up 3, remember? So we're subtracting the higher y from the lower y. So we went 11 minus 8, we get 3. How can you determine the run? Same idea. XB minus XA. So B for X was 7 minus 1. We got 6. You can see these are the same numbers we got right here. It's the same numbers we got right there, 3 and 6. Okay. And yeah. Okay. Is everybody good? Okay. So then it says, use your results from C and D to write the formula which we just figured out. So what you guys just did, we just built a formula and you didn't even know it. It's a slope formula. The slope formula is this. I'm going to write it right here. You can write it in here. It's just a little more space. It's y2 minus y1 over x2, x1. That's the formula. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1.
So is that like, you want us to use the 2 or
You can use the A or B. I like to use 2 just because 0.2 versus 0.1. But guys, let me tell you this. It doesn't matter the order. So like if we would have went, watch, I'll show you. If I would have did it backwards, so if we would have went 8 minus 11, and we would have went 1 minus 7, 8 minus 11 is a negative 3, 1 minus 7 is a negative 6. What's a negative over a negative? So we get the same answer. Just as long as you're the same, like 8 and 1 have to be together, 11 and 7 have to be together. That's the important part, but the order doesn't matter. So to Luke's question, this is just telling you different point minus different point. Different point minus different point. It doesn't say which one it has to be. Does that make sense? Don't let me lose you there. Okay, so this formula, if you want to make a note, it's not end all be all, it's when you have 2 points. Okay, when you have 2 points. Okay? Which makes sense, because you need an x2, an x1, a y2, and a y1. Calculate the slope of line segment AB using the formula. So to do the formula, we could just take this points here. So guys, I'm going to do F right here, because it's right next to the points. 11 y minus 8, 7 minus 1. I get 3 over 6 again. Okay, you got a question, Logan? What's up? For E? For E is the formula here. Good. Any other questions? We're still just getting started. We're going to do some stuff with it. We just created the formula we're going to use for this lesson. So is there any questions on the formula? What's on top? Y's, okay? Your rise, right? Rise over run, correct? So your Y's is on top. Your runs, X's are on bottom. Okay? Awesome. Okay, oh, there's a G. G says calculate the slope of CD and EF using the formula. So let's go up here. CD and E and F. All right, so what we're going to do first is we're going to figure out what these points are. So this point is 2, 5. This one is 6, 2. Go ahead and give that a try. Try to find the slope of that. I'll pause the video for a second. Try to find the slope of CD real quick. See if you can do it. So I'm going to show you order doesn't matter. Okay? But what I like to do is I like to go, this is going to be my X, this is going to be my point 1, this is going to be my point 2. Doesn't matter though. So watch. I'm going to go 2 minus 5. 6 minus 2. 2 minus 5 is negative 3. 6 minus 2 is 4. Your answer is negative 3/4. It makes sense. It's going down 1, 2, 3 over 1, 2, 3, 4. Questions? Anybody not get that? They need some, when we look at it? Yeah.
And just, I did 5 minus 2.
Yep.
And then I did 6 minus 2 in the bottom.
You can't do 6 minus 2. You did 5 minus 2 and 2 minus 6. The order matters. Okay, so this is the important part. So let me make sure we be clear on this, okay? So I went this way, right? You also can go 5 minus 2, but the 5 has to be over the what? The 2. This is a point, right? So then I'd go over 2 minus 6. Okay, so these are your two options. You can't do anything other than those two options.
So 3 over minus 4?
3, no, that's fine. Yep, that would be this one. 3 over negative 4 is this one. Yeah, and then guys, 3 over negative 4, and then negative 3 over 4 is the same thing. Okay? All right, let's do the EF here. So E is 9, 3. F is 13, 12. Okay, so here I go. 12 minus 3, y minus y. 13 minus 9. 12 minus 3 is 9. 13 minus 9 is 4. 9/4 is your slope. That makes sense because it's positive and it's pretty steep. Okay, I lose you, Joseph. What's up? Is it 12 and 12? Oh, gosh, man. Guess it's a Monday for me. Thanks, Joseph. So 12 and 12 is all it changes. We just lose 1 on the slope here, which might make it a little bit easier, huh? It's going to be 10 over 4. I changed the wrong number. Thanks. 12 and 12. Good gracious, sorry. So that's going to be 9 over 3, which is nice because that's a whole number, which makes us feel a little bit better. 3 is your slope. All I did, guys, is I put a 13 instead of a 12. Okay, the process is still the same. We're not doing anything wrong. We said the wrong number there. For whatever reason, I can't count my coordinates today. Okay, all right. So here you go. Here's the slope formula. Okay, it's just therefore we already developed that. So it says to find the slope here. So this is as straightforward as it looks, guys. All we have to do is this is just giving the formula. YH is negative 2, right? The y for h minus the y for g over the x for h, 7, minus the x for g. And this is where you're going to mess up, guys. What happens here? Minus a minus. Right, it's going to be plus. Because you always have the minus because that's the formula. But this g is a negative 3, so we have to write the negative 3, and you'll see you have 2 negatives. Okay, so that makes us a plus. So this will be negative 2 minus 8 over 7 plus 3 now. Negative 10 over 10. Negative 1 is the slope of that line. Okay. All right, so Eleanor, Bonnie, and Carl calculating the slope of a line segment with endpoints 15.8 and negative 10.6. Their work is shown below. Probably going to try to find the errors here. Okay, since their answers are all different, at least 2 of the students have made errors in their calculations. Describe all errors which have been made and determine the correct slope. Okay, so let's go through and try to find the errors. So let's look at Eleanor first. So negative 10 minus 15. Let's make sure she put these in right. Okay, so negative 10 minus 15. What's wrong with that? Okay, so right now we can mark this with red here. And this. These are x's, these are y. They should be flipped. So Eleanor had x on top. Okay, done with that one. Bonnie. Six minus 8's good, right? 6 minus 8. And then it should be, oh, what's the mistake? 6 is with 15. But 6 should be with 10. Here's the mistake. Bonnie didn't use correct order. Okay, and we'll see if Carl did it right. And 8 minus 6. Okay, so Carl also messed up. Where'd he mess up? So he has the y's on top. Good. He has the order right, but he has one thing wrong. Yeah, Jose?
Oh, the negative.
It's the minus a minus, right? So we have to have a minus here, which makes it plus. So this is wrong. So Carl forgot the minus a minus.
Junior class change.
Since Carl's is the closest, we'll take Carl's and we'll get the right answer. So Carl's is right on the top. It should be a 2, but it should be minus a minus, so it should be 15 plus 10 for 25. So 2 over 25 is the slope of that line. Is everybody okay with that? Okay. All right. Collinear points, and then we'll be done here. Okay. So collinear points. Two lines in a plane can either be at an angle. So you have two lines, so you have AB and BC, so that means they connect and then turn. Parallel, so this means they never cross. Or parallel and form a straight line means they're on top of each other. So like PQ and PR are two lines within each other. Okay, so those are differences of collinear points. Collinear means means together on a line. So don't make collinear be a hard, weird word you never heard before. Together, linear, line. So collinear, they're together on a line. Does that make sense? Okay, so points that lie on the same straight line are called collinear. If P, Q, and R are collinear, if three points P, Q, and R are collinear, that means they have the same slope. So what that means is, let me ask you this. They're saying that PQ and PR has the same slope because they're on the same line. That makes sense, right? Because of the line itself, slope doesn't change. But this one, does AB and BC have the same slope? No, it changes, right? That's a different slope there. These are parallel, so they have to have the same slope or else they'd cross. Okay? Good. All right, so let's see what they're going to ask us with this now. All right, so consider the points 5, -3, 2, 6, and -7, 33. Prove that points A, B, and C are collinear. How would we prove that then? What have we been doing this whole section? Yeah, we want to find the slope of all three of them compared to each other, and they should all be the same. So what we're trying to figure out is we want to know, is A, B, and C all on the same slope line? So what I want to do is, let's find the slope from A, B, from AC. So we have to do slope a couple times. So I'm going to do, let's do AB first. What's AB slope? 6 minus a -3 over 2 minus 5. 6 minus -3 is plus. That's 9 over -3. So -3 is my first slope. Everybody okay with that? So I did 6 minus a -3 minus a minus is plus. 2 minus 5 is a -3. 9 over -3 is -3. Now I'm going to do BC. 33 minus 6. -7 minus 2. 33 minus 6 is 27. Negative 7 minus 2 is negative 9. Negative 3. And what's the last one we want to check? What's the last combination we can check? A to C, right? We just want to make sure A and C is the same, which it will be, but we'll just double check. A to C, 33 minus negative 3. That's minus a minus. Negative 7 minus 5. That's plus. (36) over negative 12 is negative 3. Okay. Find the value of y at the point negative 4y lines a line segment AC. What does that mean? Find the value of y if the point negative 4y lies on the same segment. So how can we figure that out? So what we know is we know the slope, right? The slope's negative 3. So we know this right here. That's the formula, right? But we know this now. It's negative 3. They're talking about the same line here. It's not a different problem. Same line. So we know that's negative 3. What's y2 going to be? Y. We don't know that. Pick a point. Any of the points A, B, or C. Doesn't matter which one. What do you want to do, Ollie? A. Okay, so that means I'd go minus a negative 3. Yeah. And then I'd go negative 4 minus 5. So what I did was, listen, okay, I know there's a lot of stuff going on here, but all I did, I took the formula. We knew everything except for one y. That's what they're saying. We know everything but one y. And we're going to figure that out. So negative 3 minus a minus is plus. Negative 4 minus 5 is negative 9. How do we solve this? Now we're at Math 9. How do we solve that? We're trying to get y by itself. Times by what? Negative 9. Good. We go negative 9, cancel, negative 9. That's 27. How do I get rid of the 3? Minus it, and we're done. We just figured out this y right here has to be 24. So minus the 3, right? All right, okay, that's it for today. We'll